No more so smallies. Instead, let's move on to the latest and greatest of the people crashing out. We all remember that one chick who like got in trouble, or like well, it's not even that she got in trouble. It's more like she was like super like uh spoiled, let's say. It was like super well, basically, she was just like she's like this chick that was basically like, I don't want to pay my parents back for college, even though I'm super rich, because I just don't want to. Period. Which is like, yeah, that's your prerogative. Who cares, right? But like, the thing is, she was like so incredibly douchey about it that the internet basically completely turned on her, and she effectively ruined her own career with it. But she has had a career though, like quite a few people still watch her. No, her career has not completely, skydived yet. But apparently she freaking ran over a red light. I can't anymore. Like she's just sort of taking a hit on the left and the right now.
What's this?
Similar to Monke Brownlee, another example of people just not following the freaking laws. Similar to Jack Doherty, people just can't stop reading chat. Stop reading chat and driving, you freaking morons! Why are you driving and streaming anyways? Just completely passes a red. Fully. Not only that, look at how much time she had! Nah, son!
What's this?
Look at this. Already red. She has 2 cars worth of distance to stop! I can tell because look at this. Each one of these is about the length of the freaking vehicle. That's... Nah, son. You know what this reminds me of? You know what? I gotta say it. Look at this. Listen to how she excuses it.
Don't be alarmed, okay? The fresh cut cannot jump through the screen and bite you. I know
what the hell?
That way. You can calm down. Guys,
well, you got a mullet.
Today we are looking
I'm gonna look this
at a clip that infuriates me to such a bad degree that I've had to take a few breaths here and compose myself before filming this intro, because if there is one thing that makes me more angry than anything else on the planet, it's a person who refuses to acknowledge how their actions will affect other people, no matter how severe it might be. Sounds kind of cryptic, I know. You'll get it. Now, unfortunately, for the greater good of society, IRL streams have become very, very popular over the last, 5 years or so, it feels like, for reasons unbeknownst to me. I've never really been a big streamer guy. I've never gotten into it. Why anybody would want to sit around and watch somebody do basically nothing for 8 hours beats me. Cannot understand it even a little.
I gotta be completely honest with you, and it's this, it's like this thing that anytime I stream, especially throughout the week for video games, I keep this in the back of my head, is that a large part of my audience is not even necessarily people who are sitting there and actively observing and watching the video. A lot of people just like to sort of listen to me yap or do stuff or do whatever the frick and just let it play in the background. Which is kind of why I always try to be consistent as far as how much I talk and speak, and try to sort of give good commentary. I don't just try to be funny. I try to also sort of commentate on what's currently happening on the screen. That way, it even for people that are not actively looking at it, they might be I don't know, they might be freaking driving home from work. They might be having me on the background. They might be having me on a second screen while they're playing video games. You get me? I understand, and it's what? Well, how do I know this? Because that's what I do. That's how I watch all of my favorite YouTube videos and commentators. So, I think about, well, what's the, what would I want when I'm watching stuff? You get me? So I understand, it totally makes sense to me. Some people just put her on the background and just listen to her yap while she's going about her business. You get what I'm saying? I get it.
A little bit, but a lot of people do, for some reason, which, believe it or not, has led to a lot of people making a career out of it. One of those people being a streamer named Extra Emily, who a few weeks ago made a little bit of an oopsie while streaming. Now, I was going to talk about this when it happened, but, Hey,
since I'm technically partnered with Twitch now? Am I allowed to go to TwitchCon now? Or how does that work? Do I still gotta buy a ticket? I need to look into this. I've never been to TwitchCon.
I forgot, so I didn't, but we're here now. That's all that matters. A few weeks ago, during an IRL stream, Extra Emily was driving, and it looks like she flips her phone around or flips something around to read chat or to respond to a text, to do something that was not, you know, like pay attention to the road. And while she's doing that, she blows through a red light. After doing that, she doesn't say something like, oh shit, I just ran a red light. I'm sorry, guys. She basically just excuses it and is like, yeah, I do this all the time. It's normal. This is a pretty short clip, so this isn't really gonna be a very long video. I say that.
Okay, I was gonna say, please show that portion you showed at the beginning. I was totally like, that was stupid, idiotic. I can like stop reading chat, learn from this. It's the fact that she comes up with the stupidest of excuses afterwards.
And you're probably looking down at the duration, and it's somehow 18 minutes because I managed to yap for so long. But it's just one of those things that it's like, well, let's maybe not sweep this under the rug so quickly. People doing stupid shit like this should be called out for it. That's what the internet is for, right? That was the original intention, I'm pretty sure. So let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
I better see all the pink.
Okay, he's gonna play the entire full clip once again.
Okay, so we're gonna go like frame by frame here because I'm just that guy. You can barely tell because the mirror clip of this is not the best quality, I'm gonna be honest. But if you zoom in, it becomes a lot more obvious. This is the moment that the light...
Okay, you can see it turning yellow. Yeah, okay. I didn't even see it from that obvious at a distance. So basically, when that last car going is the last car going. That car right there is basically like, this is yellow. Nobody else can go. It's already on yellow. Okay.
It changes from green to yellow. And as you can tell, she's pretty far from the light right now. Just keep that in mind, okay? I don't know if she's doing something with whatever's mounted here, or if she's just doing something that she doesn't want the camera to pick up. Either way, shouldn't be doing it while she's driving.
What's this? Ah! Oh, ooh, ooh. Okay, keep going.
Okay, keep going. Well, what else are you gonna do now? You already did it. You already broke the freaking law. And you recorded it. At this point, what are you gonna do? Stop?
Ooh, okay, I'm stopping.
Oh, okay, now she's stopping.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, so pretty good display of driving skills right here. I counted, and there was a full 5 seconds between the time that the light turned yellow and the time that she crossed the intersection. And that's 5 seconds of driving at full speed. Later on, she's gonna try and make this out to be like, oh, well, the lights change really quick. I don't think so.
Here's where it gets stupid. It's one thing to just be like, well, that was stupid. I'm sorry, chat. I'm just not gonna pay as much attention to you for the rest of the stream, while I'm driving.
That's a pretty standard yellow light.
Instead,
I would even argue that that's a
she doubles down and starts making up the stupidest excuses for it. How it's everything else in the world's fault.
This did not sneak up on you, you just were not paying attention for 5 full seconds. She doesn't start oohing and on until she's right on the red light. That means she wasn't even looking. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be perfect. I've glanced at my phone. I've picked up my phone to change a song. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a perfect driver, but to not be paying attention to the road for 5 full seconds.
No, see, that's not even a good excuse. Shut up. No, you freaking do that at a red light. You do that you specifically look and hope for a red light because you're like, alright, cool. Check my right, check my left. Quick little change. Next song, looking back on where, okay, we good. Moving on with your day. Like, you should not, it does not take that freaking long to change songs. What I do is I have my own playlist, so there's like driving song, Sunday driving song, you know, like whatever the freak. It's like a playlist, not a song, but like there's like badass racing mix, you know, chill racing, driving mix. You get me? Like there's like you know what you're doing.
Especially going into an intersection on a city street. Yeah, that's something I have never done. I have never ran a red light in my life.
Even if I'm listening to podcasts or YouTube videos, like autoplay exists on YouTube, so it'll just play it at a random YouTube video that's like recommended, and if you don't like it, wait for a red light, and then hit the little right arrow for the next video, and just... You get me? Wait for the next red light, next video. You know, watch a freaking video that you might not like for like 2 freaking minutes while you get to the next red light.
The fact that she's comfortable enough to do this while she knows she's live streaming, I'd be scared to be in a car with her off stream.
Okay, no problem.
No problem.
That happens all the time.
Oh yeah? Happens all the time? You just drive through red lights, do you? Or just constantly? You just freaking okay?
In Austin, you know, like the stoplights here are really long.
Oh, okay, they're really long. That's why she crosses red lights.
Hi, so Emily. Usually I just go past.
Usually I just go past them. Usually I just don't freaking stop for the red lights. Extra Emily, I'm just saying. You're the reason why stereotypes exist. Okay? You are literally the reason why stereotypes exist.
How much signal I need to cut across 8 lane? None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
I'm just saying. Listen, I didn't make the joke. I'm just making an observation.
Thing to follow that up with. Holy shit.
About the similarities.
All the time. The traffic lights are really long. Who taught this woman how
Get
to
mad
drive?
at
She just admitted that she's running red lights all of the time.
Get mad at Seth MacFarlane.
Look, again, I'm not claiming to be a perfect driver. I speed. I do things you're technically not.
Of course, everybody kinda done something bad thing here every once in a while. Oopsie daisy here and there. But frickin' A!
Not supposed to, but I think it is.
You know, Chandler, it's like one thing to be like, ah, damn, and then you start making up the stupidest of excuses for it.
A fair thing to say that speeding on the highway and routinely running red lights, two completely different things.
Yeah, why would you admit this on live stream? I constantly run red lights because they take too long.
Red lights is how you kill people.
That's
Not
really what you want to put out on the internet?
Stop signs is how you end up ending somebody's life.
She really said happens all the time, and they're just too long. That's why I just go past them.
Genuinely nearly killed by somebody running a red light a few months ago. Had I been like a half
Look at the guy in chat
earlier,
all the time? All the time?
I would have been T-boned and that person was fucking flying. To make this like a, oh, oopsie cutesy kind of moment is pretty fucking shitty. This woman does not deserve a license. I hope that she just got embarrassed and flustered and tried to make it seem okay, but like, this is the worst thing you could have possibly said. Insane thing to hope, but I hope she was just distracted and did something she doesn't normally do, because if she genuinely is just running red lights for fun, she should not be allowed behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Thank you, Gibberish, for the prime. Appreciate ya. What? It's fine, it's fine. Like, people do that, you know, as long as it's yellow.
Okay, so that's where the clip cuts, and
People do that. Do they?
I can't find the original video for it. I think it was taken down. It sounds like she's saying as long as it's yellow, people do it. And
it wasn't yellow.
People go through yellow lights all the time.
That was not yellow.
Makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty irrelevant considering that you didn't go through a yellow light. You went through a red light. Not only that, you were driving for 5 seconds toward a yellow light at what I've got to assume is at least like 35 miles an hour. That's probably about 250 feet that you covered there. Yeah, that is plenty of time to stop for a yellow light. More than enough. Also, you're not like meant to drive through yellow lights. I know everybody does it. I do it. But yellow lights mean...
Of course we do it. That's because that's the gray line. That is the gray line that we all walk. And even when the police see you walking on that line, they say, alright, okay. Nah, one of these days you gonna slip up. You get me? Even the police looking at you like, oh, okay. Oh, you think you clever. That's alright. Alright, I see you. I got my eye on you, right? That's the line that we all can safely cross. It's a rule that we all know we can break, so to speak. Everybody knows we break this rule. Everybody understands that this rule is broken constantly. We kind of just live in that ignorance and that bliss. You're supposed to slow down and stop. Do not cross at a yellow. We got it.
Means stop if you can. Only go through if you can't stop safely.
Yes, if you have to start hitting the brakes. And if you cannot stop, is the only time.
That's what a yellow light is. It doesn't mean hit the gas pedal, or in this case, completely ignore everything around you.
Unless you're me, it means absolutely hit the gas pedal.
I would say it's crazy to me, but I mean, it's not really. But it is concerning to me that I know for a fact that there are millions upon millions of people who drive like this every day, without a single care for anybody in the world but themselves, zero consideration for anybody around them, what they might cause, what life they might ruin. You might say, oh, August, you're overreacting, it's just a red light, she was barely going fast.
Nah, it was just a red light this time is the issue. The problem is that there might come a time where there's somebody else, and it's just like could have been then, could have not just as easily as it wasn't then. It could have easily been that it was the case where they hit into somebody, not a person, but another vehicle, because you know they have the green light. And frankly, it's just like one of those things where it's like it's not just about the other person. Emily herself could have seriously been injured. Like, let's not try to like normalize or like try to make it seem like it's okay and fine to just do that. It's like, no, it should be called out because we should just not be okay with that. Period. Altogether, as a society.
I would say a lot of people have died because people think that way. You don't get to blow through a stop sign or blow through a stoplight and just laugh it off. Ha ha, funny, look at me, I don't know how to fucking drive. I mean, as a grown woman, you should know better, come on. Now, we already know a lot of people in the comments.
Because then you get like that kind of attitude with like that one couple that was, I think it was here in LA, where there was like this one couple that like they got pulled over by a police officer for going over the speed limit. And he let him off with a warning because they told him that it was their first date. They wanted to date together. It was their first date. And later that night, couple hours later, because they had gone to go see a movie, couple days later, I guess on their way home, they were speeding as well again, and they freaking crashed, and the car got obliterated. They both died. And it was the same exact police officer who showed up on the scene to see the situation, and he recognized them and started having like a full-blown panic attack and meltdown at the scene. Apparently he got so bad that they actually had to, like, they even called like a counselor and stuff, like a psychiatrist, because he like started blaming himself the entire time, basically, because he was talking about how he was just like, if I would have taken them in, if I would have called their parents to take the car, if I would have done something, you know, they would still be alive. And instead, they both later on continued to break the law because they got off with a warning. And literally later that night, like literally I think it was like 3 hours later, they were dead.
Comment section are gonna be saying shit like,
if I can find that, we've reacted, I believe, to that same video on the channel. I would look it up if not. Let me see if
I bet you've never sped or done anything bad before. And like, no, I'm not trying to act that way, but being
I'm like, the internet started to get to the point where if I don't even want to say anything without like bringing up a video or a clip of it.
Shitty, inconsiderate driver is way too normalized. I might go 5 over on the highway, and that's about the extent of what I'll do, as long as I can see one single person anywhere near me on the road. Get me on a country road where I can see that nobody exists for miles? Okay, that...
But see, in a situation like that, there is reasonable, like... there's reasonable... ignoring of the rules, let's say. Right? Like, even a police officer, like, let's be, even a police officer will be like, alright. You get what I'm saying? Unless they're like so mad about it that they're like, no, we gotta freaking, like, alright, screw it, fine. Technically, I broke the law, you gotta give me a ticket. But if, like, you know, I feel like any police officer in that situation would also sort of use their logic to be like, yeah, it's fine, I get it. This is a road that's, like, not really used. If you could see a mile in either direction, you could clearly see no vehicles for a mile from here could be seen and whatnot. You know, not a mile, but within reason. It's like, oh, okay, it's obviously safe enough for you to cross or whatnot. Like, nobody getting mad about that. I don't think so. Check it out. So y'all just so y'all know I'm not BSing it.
This video contains police body cam footage that captures the final moments of a young couple on their first date just minutes before a fatal crash that claims both of their lives. Viewer discretion is advised. In the early hours of August 4th, 2021, Officer John Nunez of the North Bergen Police Department pulls over a 2022 Kia Stinger for excessive speeding and reckless driving. Inside the vehicle are the driver, 24-year-old Luis Fernando Ceballos, and his passenger, 27-year-old Alexis Rodriguez.
You gotta let you know everything being audio video recorded, right? The reason for this
thing is the car's new, so I don't really have the registration.
You have the temporary one that they give you with the template.
Yeah,
so that's your registration, right? The reason for the yours.
Is literally. By the way, yeah, that kid was also speeding really badly. But bro literally had a brand new car and was on a first date with this chick. Like, such a good. He was in a good place right now. This was a good day for him.
Man, that's why I stopped him. Have a nice night, okay? Yeah, that's what I'm stopping for. Reckless driving, careless driving, speeding.
Oh, that lady was shouting at him? Wow.
He was
doing 100. 100. He was doing 100.
You don't have a driver's license?
The first time.
I have that for now. I'm still waiting for the new ones to come in.
Okay, but do you have a driver's license? Are you sure? Okay. All right, man. Here's your documents.
I'm sorry, we're on a first date, man.
That's fine, but almost killing each other is not the way to start on a first date.
Yeah, almost killing each other is not a good way to start off on a first date.
It's an accident. It's his fault.
No, it's my fault.
Listen, you're getting 3 tickets. I could have given you a lot more, okay? You're not even supposed to be driving at this time. You have a provisional license. So you're getting reckless. I didn't give you speeding. I'm giving you that break, all right? You got reckless. The traffic light that you ran.
Didn't give him speeding, gave him reckless driving instead.
And for driving after hours. All right, man? Okay, I'm safe.
And driving after hours.
Just minutes later, Officer Nunez responds to a reported accident.
If you're a police and like you know for a fact that I'm wrong on this, please let me know. But like I feel like if like for something like that, realistically, he probably could have like called their parents, have them come down and pick up the car. You know, sort of like what is it, the freaking you know, when you're not allowed to go beyond the streets no more.
Involving a tractor trailer
After
and
hours for underage
realization.
kids. I don't know if they're underage, right? But and then this is literally that same night later on.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We're gonna need a crash team, sir. Crash team, we need a crash team. That's the same car I just had. Fatal.
It was later determined that the vehicle was traveling in excess of 124 miles per hour, just
Bro really let him off easy with a warning, basically. And because the guy basically felt invincible now, like, I got away with it. I did whatever, like, whatever, there was no consequences. Bro literally the same night is doing 124. Like, come on.
seconds before impact.
And this
the
is why we
truck's
gotta call
trailer
out this
will
kind of
continue
behavior.
To travel underneath
Because then if we
until
don't,
came
it starts
out
to
the
become
other
normal.
side.
We start thinking it's okay to just keep breaking the freaking rules.
Oh my god.
Like, it's like, oh, who cares? Nothing bad happened that one time. Nothing bad happened that one time.
That's the same car I just had, Sarge.
What happened?
That's the same car I just had, man.
What did you have?
That I stopped him for speeding.
Okay. Alright.
Damn, bro, he's bad.
After assessing the condition of the occupants and confirming it was an unsurvivable crash, the other officers and first responders understandably come to check on Officer Nunez, who only moments before had warned the young couple about the dangers of speeding and reckless driving.
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. You just, like, bro, I just told you, slow down, man. Like, just stop it.
Alright, I just wanted to bring that up. We're gonna move on. We're getting back into it. It's like one of those things where it's like now on the internet, if I don't freaking like, if I say anything at all, I feel like I freaking have to show y'all. Sorry, shout out to this guy, whatever his channel it is, I'm gonna drop a like, and a subscription. I'm gonna share this on the Discord, and I'll be sure on the YouTube bot to drop a link to that too.
That might change, but being a shitty driver who doesn't follow any sort of law and puts all the people driving around
It's like, whatever excuse y'all have in defense of Emily, just remember, it's the same as that couple, bro. It's the same. It didn't happen this time. It didn't happen this time. But you only freaking need it to happen once, fool! You don't need it to happen every single time. It just needs to happen the one time. And that's it. No more Emily.
Against their will is way too fucking acceptable these days.
Don't make
Slow the fuck down. Get off
excuses
your
for
phone.
stupid
Stop
behavior.
reading chat while you're live streaming, while you're operating a moving vehicle. Keep in the back of your mind all of the time that you are operating a 4,000-pound death machine that's going to obliterate anything it comes into contact with once you're going 75 miles an hour. This is the bare minimum. If you have ever accidentally ran a red light, you should have your fucking license revoked. If you are not responsible enough, if you are not enough of an adult to realize that you are not the only person on the road, and the stupid shit that you're doing affects the people around you, not just yourself, you should not be given access to a vehicle. Can you tell that inconsiderate drivers piss me off? Not trying to be a stick in the mud, but the fact that I would even feel the need to say that is kind of telling. Telling people to take the phone out of their asshole for 5 seconds while they drive to the grocery store should not be a controversial statement. Look, I get it, you're a live streamer. Filming yourself is your job. Sticking a camera to your windshield and having it point at you is not that big of a distraction. But reading chat while you're driving or doing whatever the fuck she was doing that made her run a red light is clearly pretty fucking distracting. Distracted driving kills people who I promise you did not.
If we do not, sorry, if we don't, how about this? I'm trying to figure out the best way to say it. If we all can collectively agree that texting and driving, being on the phone while driving is a distraction. Well, mostly texting and driving, right? Like, being on the phone, I guess you can get away with a Bluetooth device, yada yada. If we can agree that texting and driving is a distraction worthy of getting pulled over, What the hell makes you think that chat, basically the exact same as texting, except, you know, you're trying to read all the messages being sent to you from millions of people. What makes you think that's okay?
Not want to be killed.
Use your
Reading
brain.
a text from a friend or opening an Instagram DM is not worth slaughtering an entire family because you're not paying attention. Call me crazy, but I'm gonna stand by that one. I feel like that's fair. Well, guys, what do you think? Do you think that we should ban Extra Emily from ever driving a vehicle again? Because personally, I don't think that's that bad of an idea. Like I said, there is no excuse for shit like this. Everybody's gonna wind up distracted while they're driving at some point, but putting yourself in a position like this where it's completely your fault and you end up blowing through a red light egregiously as this, there is just no excuse. You sign an invisible contract when you get behind the wheel of a vehicle to not be a selfish fucking loser. You should not be allowed to be part of society if you think that Twitch chat or a text message is more important than somebody's life, and if you allow yourself to get this fucking distracted reading one of those things, that's what you're saying. There's no way around.
I mean, realistically, I would not be against the state taking away her license temporarily, or maybe even having her retake her freaking, like, driving test. Just as, like, a way of, like, being, like, that would be a slap on the wrist, basically. Just, like, have her retake the test and be like, hey, wake up, stupid, like, what is wrong with you? This is not you, like, you freaking, plus you recorded the damn thing yourself, right? You freaking recorded the evidence yourself. I would not be against that. I don't think they should ban her from driving. It's a little absurd. I think it would be fair. It would be fair to have her license temporarily revoked while she takes a test, retakes the test. I think that would be more than fair. More than fair. I don't think the physical test would matter or make any sense whatsoever. I think the written test would be more than fair to have a retake, honestly.
Around it. Stop risking people's lives for your entertainment. That's what you're doing. Say I'm overreacting, say I'm dramatic, I don't care, you're wrong. Don't come at me. See ya.
Absolutely agree, though. With the rest of the video, it's absurd. Anybody trying to justify or make a freaking, like, defend that is ridiculous. No, we should not, do not feed that stupidity by just saying that it was nothing and it's okay and it's fine and nothing happened, because it too easily could have. It just didn't happen that time. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Salut!